On the outskirts of a small, forgotten town lay an ancient forest called Black Hollow. No one dared venture into its depths after sundown. Whispered tales of eerie happenings kept the locals away. But on one particularly bleak autumn evening, a reckless man named Ethan decided to prove those tales wrong. Ethan was a skeptic. He scoffed at the old stories of shadowy figures lurking in the fog and unnatural whispers that would drive a person mad. Armed with nothing but a flashlight and his stubborn pride, he entered Black Hollow just as the sun dipped below the horizon. The forest was unnaturally silent, save for the crunching of fallen leaves under Ethan's boots. The deeper he went, the thicker the fog became, curling around him like cold, ghostly fingers. Soon, the beam of his flashlight could barely cut through the mist. Then, he heard it. A faint whisper. Ethan froze, the hairs on his neck standing on end. He swung the flashlight around, but saw nothing. The whisper grew louder, transforming into a chorus of hushed voices, all speaking in an unintelligible language. They seemed to come from every direction, surrounding him. "Who's there?" Ethan shouted, his voice trembling despite his attempt to sound brave. The whisper stopped. For a moment, there was silence. Then a single voice, clear and deliberate, echoed through the fog. "Why have you come?" Ethan's heart pounded as he turned in circles, trying to locate the source. "I don't believe in your stupid stories," he stammered. "This place isn't haunted." A low, guttural laugh rumbled through the forest, reverberating in his chest. The fog seemed to thicken further, and the trees appeared to close in around him. Shadows shifted at the edges of his vision, but whenever he turned, they disappeared. Suddenly, he felt a cold breath on the back of his neck. Ethan spun around, but no one was there. His flashlight flickered and died, plunging him into darkness. Panic set in as the whispers returned, louder now and more frenzied. They overlapped and swirled around him, forming words that gnawed at his sanity. "Stay, stay, stay forever." Ethan stumbled backward, his breaths coming in ragged gasps. He tripped over a root and fell hard onto the ground. When he looked up, he saw the figures emerging from the fog. Their faces were pale and featureless, their bodies shrouded in tattered black cloaks. They moved unnaturally, gliding rather than walking, their heads tilting as if studying him. He He scrambled to his feet and ran, the whispers now a deafening roar. But no matter how far or fast he went, the figures stayed close, always just out of reach. Finally, he burst into a small clearing. At its center stood an ancient stone well, covered in moss and etched with strange symbols. The whispers fell silent as Ethan approached the well, drawn to it by an unseen force. A voice, calm and soothing, came from the depths of the well. "Come closer, Ethan. Look inside." He shook his head, tears streaming down his face. "How do you know my name?" The voice chuckled softly. "We've always known you. Look, and you will understand." Against his better judgment, Ethan peered over the edge of the well. The darkness inside seemed to ripple like liquid. As he stared, something moved, a pale hand, clawed and skeletal, reaching upward. Before he could react, the hand shot out, grabbing his wrist with an iron grip. Ethan screamed as he was yanked forward, the world tilting and spinning around him. The last thing he saw before he was dragged into the darkness was the fog swallowing the forest whole. Ethan was never seen again, but the whispers in Black Hollow grew louder after that night, and some claimed to hear a new voice among them, one crying out for help, forever lost in the fog.